Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Welcome back to the channel, ladies and gentlemen. So Thomas Massie has a message for us today. And he is he's doing a really great job exposing these monsters that are currently running the United States. And so this is what he says. If he can't take up for children who can you take up for? The answer? No one. You'll defend no one if your political capital is at stake and you need to be purged from our party. And I could not have agreed more. Let's be quite honest. People who are in Congress who claim to be for the Americans, all right? My question is, why are you not behind Thomas Massie? I'm not saying that all of them are against him. No, there are some who are with him, but the ones that are not with him, why are you not behind him? Why are you not helping him expose these people? Well, the answer to that is fairly obvious. A lot of these people are actually on the list, okay? And on top of that, well, they're the type of people who have the mentality in which a parent who sees their daughter being essayed, and rather than actually doing something about it, they're saying, look how much money we're making. Why should we do anything about it? We're making a lot of money. So there's no need for us to speak out. There's no need for us to fix anything. Rather, we should actually stop people who are trying to stop our daughter from being essayed. So that's kind of like how their mentality is in Congress. Okay. Anybody who are pretty much saying that the whole Epstein file is a hoax, anybody who's saying that you should drop the whole file, don't talk about it, just move on. Understand that these are the same people who will pretty much let their own daughter be in that position and they won't say anything simply because they're making money. All right. With that being said, let's go ahead and listen to what Thomas Massie had to say.
The question a few years from now is, where were you on the Epstein issue? Just like before this Epstein thing, I think the question for me was, where were you during COVID? Were you in favor of the lockdowns and the mandates and the free money? Were you silent, or were you opposed to these things? And the same thing goes on Epstein. Were you for releasing the files, or were you calling it a hoax, or were you just too chicken to come out and say anything? And I think, unfortunately, a lot of the politicians right now who are being considered the future of the GOP are either in the category of agreeing that it's a hoax or just keeping their mouth shut because they don't have the courage and the political will to do the right thing.
So just to add on to what he's saying, I'm going to also go ahead and include Gaza into this whole mix because it's been proven, all right? Human rights organization, everybody has come to a conclusion that what's going on in Gaza is a straight up genocide. And not only are they protecting PDF files with billions of dollars, they're also in favor of sending money and sending bombs to continue to blow up innocent people. The whole entire system, ladies and gentlemen, has been completely destroyed from within. And this is why I refer to these people as parasites. Parasites do not attack from the outside. Rather, they lay egg inside of you and they eat you alive slowly. And right now, the US government is in a position in which it has been completely destroyed from within. And the only thing that's keeping it alive is the parasite. And when you remove this parasite, the whole system is going to collapse. That's what we are today. All right. With that being said, if you go on X or TikTok or YouTube or Instagram, wherever you get your social media from, if you listen to people who are speaking out against the whole entire file, one thing that everybody agree on is they are ready to see the whole entire system collapse. That's what everybody agree on. The only people who are pretty much not in favor of it are obviously the boomers because their brainwashing is done, is complete. We, the new generation, we grew up with with social media. We were able to get our information from different people who think independently from mainstream media. Boomers did not have that capability. So all I gotta say is the whole system is in a position where it's completely just rotten from the inside.
And so I don't think you should trust those people later. And
Excuse
it's
me.
the same goes for the news sources and the influencers on the internet. If a year ago they were for releasing the files and now they don't even want to talk about it, that the files are released, then you know they're part of the problem. They're not going to be part of any solution going forward.
Exactly.
If you can't take up for kids who are being sex trafficked, who will you take up for?
Nobody. Absolutely nobody. These people, their God is money. These people have completely sold their morals just to make a few pennies. That's it. They have no spine. All right. And so that's why I like to put a lot of emphasis on the idea that if you have a favorite influencer, really pay close attention to this person. See what they're talking about. If they're telling you, don't worry about the file, move on, don't worry about Gaza, move on, be an idiot, go masturbate, go do whatever you want, just don't talk about. If you have an influencer who is doing that, who is telling you that, this person is not in your benefit. This person is feeding you poison. And so I completely agree with Thomas Massie here. And I stand by everything that I say. All right. I wanted to be on a record that I tried, although I don't have the power to put an end to it. But yet I have been given microphone and I have been given camera to speak out, to at least do my part. And that's exactly what I'm doing. All right. And I'm speaking out against these people, these monsters. And I believe that they should all be coming to justice. And I recently made a little tiny short on my X where I say that if the Americans do not want to hold their own people accountable for what they did, we as Muslims needs to be the prime example. We are the standard. We need to show people that, hey, this is not acceptable. So all the so-called Muslims who are on this list, we need to hold them accountable. We need to show them that, not in our names. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I just wanted to go ahead and share this little clip here with you. And I genuinely believe that Thomas Massie, he's 100% right here. Influencers, the people that are literally speaking out against the release of the file, who are saying all these things, they're not in your favor. And you shouldn't listen to these people. You shouldn't give them your money. You should not give them your money. I almost forgot to also show you guys this right here. So recently, Thomas Massie actually went ahead and posted this on the 13th, which was 2 days ago. I'm not suicidal. I eat healthy food. The brakes on my car and truck are in good shape. I practice good trigger discipline and never point a gun at anyone, including myself. There are no deep pools of water on my farm, and I'm a pretty good swimmer. So the fact that he has to say this tells you that we have a problem. And to be quite honest with you, although this message is for the Americans, okay, although this message is for the American, I have been seeing quite a trend of a lot of people out there who are speaking out in protest of either Gaza or the Epstein file, right? I've seen a lot of them saying quite similar message, saying that they're not suicidal and they will never take their own life. And the correlation that you start to put together is that, the correlation in this is, this has something to do with the state of Israel. All right. Because when you read the file, for some reason, it's all pointing toward one direction, which is the state of Israel. When you talk about Gaza, let's be quite honest, the state of Israel is behind what's going on over there. And so these people on social media are actually warning their followers, hey, we will not take our own life. We are now suicidal. In Thomas Massie's case, he practiced good trigger discipline. You know what I mean? He's a really good swimmer. So just in case, in the future, if Thomas Massie ended up committing suicide, well, just go ahead and show you that he's somebody who would never do that, So I just wanted to go ahead and let you guys know about this situation here. With that being said, ladies and gentlemen, if you made it this far, please don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll catch you guys up later. Assalamu alaikum.